آزادی بیان.
言论自由
Free speech.
Now, you mentioned filters. In my conversations at the Wikimedia Foundation last year, or indeed earlier this year, no, last year, I gather you're working on an image filter for Wikipedia.
Yes, work is proceeding on that. It's
So what categories will be filtered by whom and how?
that is still all what's being worked on.
Okay, so tell us why you feel you need an image filter.
So I think that the primary reason is more or less what I just said. And I'm going to say here, I am stating my own personal views. The foundation, I think, is still working towards sort of a corporate view on the issue. And within our board, there's a lot of discussion about what's the right way forward. And with the community, there's a much broader discussion with lots of different views. So I would say we haven't fully reached a consensus on the issue. So I'm not speaking for either the board of the foundation or for the Wikipedia community in this case. I'm just giving my view. So my view is it's really important that we allow users to have tools available to control their own experience. And there's a lot of different reasons for this, and some of them are quite surprising because there's sort of an intuitive knee-jerk reaction that if you're in favor of some sort of filtering, you must be pro-censorship, and that really isn't the case here. I'm quite anti-censorship. At the same time, I can tell you, I travel all over the world, and I do my work wherever I happen to be, in airports or so on, and certainly a part of my work in Wikipedia is dealing with arguments and controversies and fights, and one thing that people love to fight about is images in Wikipedia, and some of them are images that might be quite shocking to people in this room. These can be graphic images of violence surrounding war, for example, where, you know, they're quite disturbing images to look at.
So what are you going to be your category?
And so, so for me, I think that we already have a category system. Images are categorized in the Wikipedia namespace in loads and loads of different ways. My view is that we should have the ability for the user to turn on and off categories as they wish. At the same time, if you just say, well, look, you can go into a massive tree structure of categories with 100,000 categories and turn off the ones you want, that's not a very practical tool. We should have the ability to override that, but there would be certain categories. You know, what I would set for myself when I'm working in a public place is quite a strict filter. To say, look, anything that might be, you know, violence, sexuality, anything that you might not feel comfortable with your grandmother looking over your shoulder or your 6-year-old child looking over your shoulder, I'll just take that and filter it. But what I want is that what that does is just collapse it behind a JavaScript click. So if I visit an entry that has some kind of image that has in any conceivable way could be potentially offensive, it's just hidden, and all I have to do is one click and it pops up. That's not a tool to prevent people from seeing things. It's a tool to allow me to control my viewing experience. As examples of why this might be useful, lots of people in very conservative countries, and we know this from our access logs, one of the things people are very interested in all cultures around the world is sex. Topics related to sexuality. They're not just looking for porn. If they're looking for porn, Wikipedia is, you know, you're doing it wrong if you're looking at Wikipedia for porn. There's plenty of porn on the internet, right? So instead, what people are coming to us for is education. Education, perhaps health education, perhaps education about sensuality and sex, and really understanding more about it. And I want people to be able to do that. I want, you know, if you are in a place where you're concerned about, you know, you're a teenage boy or a teenage girl and you are in a conservative household in Saudi Arabia, I think it'd be kind of useful to turn those images off while you're surfing, so if your mom looks around the corner, she doesn't see what you're looking at, and you get in huge trouble. I think there are lots of people who have perfectly legitimate reasons for saying, look, I want to be able to hide these images, and I want to be able to turn them on and off as I see fit. And I think it's not that difficult to do.